According to a new report by Axios.com, Donald Trump is in the mood for a major staff shakeup at the White House. And I'm not talking about the low-level staffers, the people that really want to get out. I'm talking about very important people. John Kelly, H.R. McMaster, people on that level, including those two, actually. And staffers who've spoken to Axios say that Donald Trump is not necessarily interviewing new people for the jobs. Instead, he's watching TV. Why? Because according to these staffers, Donald Trump believes that if you're going to work for his administration, you have to look the part. You have to talk the talk, and you have to have a good on-air presence, because that's what's really important to the President of the United States. Case in point, Donald Trump's newest economic advisor, Larry Kudlow from CNBC. Rather than going with somebody who actually understands how economic policies work, he's going with a TV talking head who spends his days talking about how Republican policies are good for money and Democratic policies are bad for money, even though there's no basis for that in rational economic thought. But Kudlow looks good on TV, as Donald Trump personally told him, so he gets the job. So these staffers say that Donald Trump, in looking for a replacement for people like H.R. McMaster and Chief of Staff John Kelly, is just watching TV. That's how he wants to find the next person. So maybe, based on that, we could see Chief of Staff Tucker Carlson and National Security Advisor Sean Hannity. That's what we could end up with, because we have a president that is so painfully stupid and irresponsible that he thinks he can find his next cabinet member by turning on Fox News or CNBC and seeing who looks the best on there, who's the most loyal to Donald Trump, and who is willing to tell the most outrageous lies to benefit Donald Trump, because that's what's important to this guy. I don't have to explain to you why that's a danger to the United States, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Larry Kudlow, if you've ever spent 5 seconds watching his TV show on CNBC, which I unfortunately have, doesn't know enough about economic policy to be an economic advisor to the president. What he does know, however, is that tax cuts for corporations are good, and that it doesn't matter if we kill labor unions and people don't have a living wage, because corporations are in charge, and that's the only thing that matters, is making them more money. That's not a viable economic policy, and it hasn't been any time we've tried to enact policy based around that. But that didn't stop Kudlow from getting the job, did it? And that's exactly the kind of people Donald Trump is looking for. It doesn't matter if you're intelligent, it just matters if you've been a Trump and Republican loyalist long enough to serve in his administration. Oh, and you have to look good on TV, apparently. If you're thinking about subscribing to our channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. But if you're not thinking about subscribing, I would encourage you to start thinking about it, and then once you're thinking about it, actually go and do it. You can see the subscribe button right there on the screen, or if you're watching on a different platform, go to youtube.com/theringofFire.